Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia and I'm obsessed with stickers and planning, so if you are too, you're in the right place. My channel is full of plan with me's, sticker hauls, and other planning videos. All of my videos have timestamps in the description so you can skip around to different sections and to different shops in my hauls. And if this is your 20th time listening to this intro, you can go ahead and skip this too. All my social media links, including Instagram, are in the description, as well as all the supplies I use and notes about each video. The planner I'm currently using is my standard size vertical planner, which I use for decorative memory planning. I also just want to add a couple quick notes about me since I don't always remember to go into detail in my videos, and for new viewers it can be confusing. So when I mention work, I'm referring mostly to my bookkeeping position at a grocery store, and when I mention Anastasia, or Anna for short, she is my pet ball python. So let's go ahead and get started with this video, and I hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, so I have a bit of a different video for y'all today. I am finally going to go over my pre-planning process for getting ready to film a plan with me. It's a really long process and I've got a lot of like worksheets and spreadsheets and stuff that I like to fill out. So I decided to do a video and show you kind of how I do everything. Hopefully I have everything like that I use within arm's reach and I don't have to like go across the room, but we will see. I think I have everything. So first, I start with my plan with me checklist, which is this document here. Every section is in a little box. So I start with the top left, where I basically just fill out information about the kits. Well, these two are actually kind of kit information boxes. So very first thing, I glance over my my daily planner, which is where I write down all my plans each day before I put them into my memory planner. You'll see that in a second. So I look over that and then choose a kit based on what stuff went on that week. And so once I have that kit, I will write down the kit name and the shop. This is an example for my next plan with me that I'm doing. I haven't actually filmed it yet, but by the time this goes up, that will have already been up, I think, because I don't want to like give y'all too many spoilers. So yeah, the next one I'm doing is the Moana kit from Keytown, and then I will put whether it's an ultimate kit, a mini kit, or a partial kit. I have only a few partial kits. Most of them are like freebies that I've gotten in like really large orders during a big sale. They'll throw in like a partial like mini kit, whatever, where there's like 4 full boxes and then like a few other elements, and I haven't actually used one, I don't think, yet, but it's my plan to at some point, so that's kind of what that box is for. And then I will choose whether it's a Franken spread or a perfect spread. I've done only a few Franken spreads where I'm just kind of where I just have like full boxes or just like some 1 or 2 things to work with or leftovers that I'm working with. But most of my spreads are perfect spreads, so I've got, you know, the whole kit, and I'm going to be doing like bougie and foil and making it like extra, so that's what most of my kits are. And then in this section I write down how many boxes I'm working with, because that's like one of the most important things I look at first before I start the rest of the planning process. So I write down how many full boxes, tall boxes, double boxes, which are like the big squares. I guess they're called double boxes. I sometimes call them big boxes. But yeah, those, and then double box scenes, which are like, you know, when 2 full boxes form a scene together. That's what that is referring to. And so this section I kind of fill out later based on what I need. So then I come over here. I could probably like rearrange this, but this is just like what works for me right now. So I come over here and I look at the kit that I have and I write down everything that the kit contains in this column. So the things that I look at are little things, quarter boxes, half boxes, movie marquees, third boxes, which I added later, and also habit trackers. I have a slightly updated version of this spreadsheet that I haven't printed out because I don't need to print out new ones yet, but that does include like an official line for habit trackers as well, and more stuff down here, but I will just tell you about that. So I write down all of that stuff that the kit contains, so I can do the math later on, but I start with like just knowing what I have, just familiarizing myself with the kit, knowing what I have to work with. And again, the most important part of that is going to be the full boxes. So I keep that number of full boxes and like other boxes in mind, and kind of start thinking in my head the number of different ways I can arrange that spread based on the number of boxes. So that's kind of top of my mind when I turn this paper over and fill out this. So this is like kind of an extra step, I feel like, but it just helps me like clear out my brain and like get my thoughts together on how I want to do this. And this is like what I can edit. It's easier for me to like edit and cross things out on this paper than in my actual daily planner, but essentially what I'm doing in this step is I'm copying over all my activities from my daily planner, this is my plum paper planner, over to this like weekly format. So it's like just getting all the activities down to their bare bones. So this would be the week that I would be looking at for the Moana week. It's actually the last week in this old pre-planner before I get into my one that I'm currently using, because I'm again very behind in planning. But yeah, so this is the format that I've kind of selected for this planner. You can customize it a little bit, but I do have spaces for, and each day I have spaces for meals and then planning stuff. Usually the planning stuff is either empty or it goes over. It's not usually just 3 things, but I don't know, I like having a dedicated space to the planning stuff in my planner because it just makes me happy. So I have that, and then I just write down everything in chronological order or as best I can remember. I have general to-dos up here, and then I have a watch list here on things that like are immediately next on my list to watch. My like actual watch list has over 400 titles, it's insane. And then I got my habits up here. I usually do the same 3, at least that's how it's been for like over a year now. And then yeah, so it just goes like that. I hate how the weekend days are like so short, because I usually do way more stuff on weekends because it's my day off. I have like time to do that, or at least Saturday, because I do work on Sunday. But yeah, it's annoying that I don't have all the room here. So I go by day, and I take down all of like these activities, and then I copy them over into this, you know, this section. So all the activities from Monday go in here, and looking at it that way, I can kind of like edit it based on if I want to take out items, if I like need more room or less room. So this is like where I can make those decisions. So and then up here I write down more details about that particular day. So I write down all the activities for Monday, and if there's like 10 activities, 10 lines here, then I write down 10. And then I do some more math on how many sections, like day sections, I can turn that into, because you know, like you have the 3-day sections. So, and then if I'm doing an extender, then I can have 4 sections or even 5. I've gone as high as 5 before, so I can kind of think of how I want to split it up that way. So got 10 activities. I decided to split that up into 4 sections because I would be using 1 extender. And the extender, I'll write 1 if it's like a normal day extender. I'll write 1/2 if it's a half extender. So once I've decided how many sections, I need to decide which things are going in which section. So that's what these numbers are for. So these items are all in the first section. So there's 3 items in the first section. The ones with 2, those 2 items are in the second section. We've got 3 in the third section and 2 in the fourth section. So I can also rearrange things that way if I need to, because you know, they're not all in order. And I usually figure out that by deciding which things need to go in half boxes and which things do not require half boxes. Like if I have 4 things in one section, they're pretty much all going to be little things in quarter boxes. So that's why they're not in chronological order with these numbers over here, because I decided that this reading line needed to be in a half box, and I actually decided to do a flat lay with that one. So I decided to pair it with one other thing that I was going to make a little bit larger. I'm pretty sure that's what I decided to do, because again, I haven't actually filmed this spread yet. But yeah, I think that was my plan. We'll see in a second with my other like chart that I'm looking at. But but yeah, so I kind of have to rearrange stuff based on that. And all this rearranging, I'm keeping like 20 things in my head at once when I like design the layout of the spread this way. Because again, I'm also keeping in mind the number of full boxes I have to work with. So going back here, I'll kind of show you my thought process. So I know I have 12 full boxes in this kit to work with, and I do want to include all of them. Again, this whole process is what enables me to include every single full box and make sure everything has a place, which is why I put so much effort into this. So I have 12 full boxes to work with. I want to include all 12. So to me that means we're looking at a bare minimum of 8, because you've got, you know, 7 days and then the sidebar. So there's going to be 8 that are like already guaranteed, which means we have 4 that we need to put elsewhere. If I have room, sometimes I will put another one into the sidebar. But if I don't want to do that, I'll have to fill up that space with something else. And again, I'll explain to you the different options that I do with that later. But so we start with 8. So now I have 4 more full boxes that I need to place elsewhere, which means that 4 of these days are going to have 2 full boxes. So I kind of think about that when I'm looking at how many activities are in each spread. Usually or not each spread, each day. Usually if a day has 9 activities, that means I get 2 full boxes in that day. So that's what's going on here. These have 9 activities. They get 2 full boxes because, you know, 3, 3, and 3 for each section, and then the 2 other sections will get full boxes if I use one extender. Just, you know, that's the kind of math that I think about. And then over here, this day has 10 activities, but I decided to kind of squish them together a little bit so that they would all fit in 3 sections still, which means I can get 2 full boxes. So I kind of delineate the number of full boxes up at the top. So that means I was able to fit in all 4, which means that for the sidebar, I needed to do something else. So you will see that in a second. But so now I know kind of what I'm working with here and the vague arrangement of a spread. So as I was going through these and assigning numbers, I was thinking about the size of the boxes that I would want to do, but it's still visually very hard to translate this kind of worksheet into a finished spread. So that's when we go to the next worksheet, which in this case is this particular one. Now this is the whole spread, pretty much what it's going to look like when it's finished, minus the actual stickers. So this is just the text version. So what I do is pretty self-explanatory, except for all the little codes and symbols that I've got going on here. So for each day, I think about how many sections I have. So Monday is 4 sections, so I'm going to use 4, and I have 5 available, but I'm going to use 4. And so I already know which things are going to go in which section. So for the first section, we've got these 3 things. So I'm going to put those in here, but I'm going to draw out the size of the boxes so that it's visually easier for me to see what's going on here. So I kind of already thought that groceries would be getting the half box, so that I'm just going to put out here in its half box size. These 2 could be either quarter boxes or little things. It's pretty much typically going to be one of each. Is how I look at it, and that will come in handy later to know that. But yeah, in half boxes I mark with this little square in the corner so that when I have to count out how many half boxes I'll need for a spread, I could just easily just glance at the squares. And then if I need like a smaller box, either if I'm trying to like fit 3 items in, but I know that one of them isn't going to be a half box, then they could be just like 2 quarter boxes and a little thing. Sometimes I'll do that. And in cases like that, I won't put any symbols on them. I'll just pretty much evenly space them. I know it's like super confusing to think about this now because I don't think I have any examples. Oh, I do. So this is the previous one that I did. So right there, none of those is marked as a half box, but there are 3 items. How I ended up doing this was I think 2 like quarter box size items and then 1 little thing, but I don't have any like symbols for quarter boxes. So because I like little things and quarter boxes, I feel like are kind of interchangeable, so I don't want to like determine that before I start planning, because you never know what you're going to use. The other code that I use in the corner is the 3rd box. Well, the other symbol that I use is the 3rd box symbol, so there's an example of that. Usually it will be the size of a 3rd box, but I recently discovered that you can fit 3 little things and a third box in the same section. So I kind of decided last minute to make that the third box, but I just put TV in the corner instead of the square, and that means third box. So there is that. And then this is obviously shaped like a movie marquee, so that would be a movie marquee. And then for a flat lay, I will do 2 lines. So if there's 2 lines in a row and there's nothing inside them, that means that something on one side of it is going to be a flat lay. So I happen to know that reading is the flat lay. So that's that. And then, so that's kind of how I delineate what types of boxes or stickers that I use. And also on this page, I delineate where I want the full boxes to go, which is insanely helpful when I'm putting down extenders. Sorry, I have like a hair here. But, which is really helpful when I figure out where the extenders are going to go when I'm actually filming the spread. So that's what these lines in the corner are. Each line indicates where a full box is. If I'm using more than 2 sections. So like here, there's only 2 sections, so I can actually just pick one where I want the full box to go and just write full box for the whole section. But the others, I don't want to like take up whole boxes because at that point it just gets confusing doing it that way. So I will just put a line in the corner of where I want the full boxes / extenders to go, because I pretty much only do it the same way. If I do an extender for this bottom part, that's where the full box is going to go. Sometimes it gets more confusing, in which case I like have to keep a little bit more in my head instead of on paper about how I want the spread to go, but this suits pretty much most of my spreads. And another thing that is not on here that I do is marking where I want the double box scenes to go. So let me grab a pen. I think this is, no, let's do the old one just as an example, because I'm just going to throw this out later. But so we don't have any double box scenes in this one, but if we did, I would have, I would have these lines to mark where the full boxes go, but so that I know that it's a double box scene, I would do it like this. So that way I know that these 2 full boxes are double box scenes, and that's insanely helpful for me to remember, because if I don't mark it ahead of time, I will instantly forget that I have to put 2 full boxes next to each other. So I have to try to remember to do that. So those are kind of all the codes that I do on here. In the sidebar, I always start by marking where I want the full box or quote box to be, and then I got my habit trackers under that. Usually it's either 2 or 3, so I'll just write those, and I will write the actual information in, because this sheet is what I use to actually fill out my spread when I'm done with it. I don't go back to the planner, I just immediately go off of this sheet. So I have all the information for my habit trackers on there. I have all my dinners written down, and this is the space where either that extra full box would go, or in the cases where I don't do that, sometimes I'll do a half box here. Or I will do a mini Happy Meal checklist if I get like a bunch of Happy Meal during the week. I don't mark it actually in the week, as you've noticed. I don't mark the name of the shop. But if I have a lot, sometimes I will put a checklist in the sidebar so I know which shops, and that's what I will do here with my mini 3-heart checklist. And if there's extra room, I might add a quarter box. I might just add glitter headers between these to space them out and take up more space. I might add some deco. That kind of stuff I don't really put in here. That's more of like when I'm actually filling out the spread, I'll make those decisions. And then here's the space for the bottom wash sheet. If I'm doing split bottom wash sheet, I will usually annotate that here. I've been forgetting to do that lately, but if I'm like trying to bring in some Simply Gilded, I will write that here so I can remember it. But that is essentially what this is for, and this is what I use when I'm filming. So you may have seen this peek into some shots when I'm filming videos, but this is what I bring with me. So once I have this filled out, I come back to the master checklist over here, and I check off days planned out, because that's what this was planning out the days. And now from this, I can tell how many I need of which thing. So all the half boxes are marked with little squares in the corner. I can write down how many half boxes I need. And then I can tell how many movie marquees I need really quickly by looking at how many times I did that. Habit trackers, same. And the quarter boxes and little things, again, I kind of have knowledge about how many quarter boxes and little things I will fit in a section. It's usually 2 of each if there's like 4. So, and then it's like 1 of each if it's in a box arranged like that. So I can pretty much just go through and say, okay, so for little things we need 1, that would be a quarter box right there. We need 2, be another quarter box, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I would just go on like that and just kind of estimate based on how I know that I'm going to most likely arrange the sections. So I would just write that there. And now we do the math and we figure out how many I need. So the kit has 27 little things, I need 25, so that's enough. I don't have to put anything else that I need. I phrased that badly. I don't need to write anywhere that I need more of them. However, for quarter boxes, I apparently need 25 of them, but I only have 14 plus 4 washi. So in the cases where I would only need like 13, I just wouldn't do anything with that. But it's helpful for me to know that I have 4 washi just in case. But now that I know that I need 25 quarter boxes, and I know that I can use those, actually that's not for washi, that's just and washi. But now that I know that I have washi strips I can use as quarter boxes, I would just add those into that total. So say I wrote 4 washi strips, I would just bring this up to 18, so I would only need 7 quarter boxes, and I would write that over here. So here is the master list of things that I need. So if I need something, I check off the box, and then I write down the number of how many I need over here. So we've got, let's see, looking at this section, I have all the things from over here. Like I said, I added some stuff to this checklist after I printed this one out. So Habit Trackers does have its own section over here now, as well as third boxes, I think. So yeah, so that's all of that stuff right here. And then extenders, I know how many I need from the back of this sheet. So I just basically glance along here and see how many extenders I need. And then I copy that information over here. So I do use half extenders, normal day extenders. I have the option to use tall extenders. I haven't used any or needed any yet, but in the future I might. So I have that option there. And then big extenders are like the double box extenders. So that I have there as well. So that is for this top section. And then also glancing at the kit, I can tell if I need date dots, like if the kit doesn't come with date dots and I need to pull them in from somewhere. I can check that off. Same with date covers, page flags, sidebar tracker. Headers, if it doesn't come with glitter headers, I can pull those in. And then bottom washi, I only check that if I'm trying to pull in some Simply Gilded or something. So that's when I would check that. And then if there's anything else that I need that isn't in here, like if I need a dinner's header, which is often the case, I will write that in here. However, I did also just add a whole checkbox for that option with the updated list, but like that's something I would write here. So yeah, so once I have that, now the next step is coming over to the sticker checklist. This took a lot of engineering and tweaking to get this checklist to be accurate to how many stickers I typically use per category. So this spreadsheet matches pretty much exactly the categories that I have in my binders, as you've seen from my sticker organization video. I think that one was the most recent one. I don't think anything's changed since then. So each like half of the page represents a binder. So I have my characters sticker binder 1 here, binder 2 here, characters 3 is here, and then I have holidays and seasonal in this one. I do not include foil in this because I kind of do that a different way. So for my first binder, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 sections. So I have my work section first, and then I have flat lays. I have people, mail, and then miscellaneous. These are like my tab sections, so my bigger sections. So essentially what I do is I look at this, I go day by day, each line item that I see, I take that item and I put it in its correct category. So for cashier, I know I have my cashier stickers under my work section, so I write that as a line item right there. And and then I will write down what days of the week and how many that I need. So I need 4 total, and the days that will go on is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And this comes in handy when I pull my stickers, and I will actually show you that in the next section of this video, which I just realized I need to do another section because all that stuff is indeed across the room. But yeah, again, this is just another super detailed extra step that I do making this checklist, because it makes pulling stickers like a breeze. That was my least favorite part before, but now it's like actually really fun because it's so easy after doing this. So yeah, again, we have iced coffee here. I know that's in my sticker binder number 2, and what really helps is like knowing exactly where all of my stickers are. I have a very good idea of where all my stickers are and which ones I have, so that also helps with this, because you know I'm doing so many plan with me's back to back. So for iced coffee, I know that's in binder number 2 under the food and drinks section, so I write that there. Oops, I did not finish filling this out. So I will have those for both Monday and Tuesday, and so that's 2 total. Smoothies is 1, tea is 1, bagel is 1. And yeah, I'll just keep going down. So groceries is in binder number 3, section 1, chores, groceries. I did that on Monday and Friday, so let's put in a 2 there. I really thought I filled this out and I did not. Okay, so yeah, same kind of thing. If there is something that I am not too sure about if I have a sticker for, I will usually think of like a couple options. Like for instance, in my last plan with me, I had Princess Mononoke. I wasn't sure if I had a Mononoke sticker, because I thought that I had like a random Studio Ghibli character sheet from Once More with Love, but I wasn't sure if she was on it. Thankfully she was, but in that type of situation on here, I would say, okay, if I have it in my pop culture section, then I'm gonna write that item there and hope that I do. If I don't, I'm gonna put a little star next to it, and I'm gonna say, okay, what's my other option? Is just a generic movie sticker. So let's go over to hobbies. I'm just gonna write movie. I'm gonna write all the information in, and then I'm gonna put a star next to that. And usually this happens only once or twice per spread, so I can match up the stars. So there's a star there, there's a star there. So what I want most is the pop culture one. I want a Mononoke sticker. So I look there, if I don't have it, I see the star, then I think, okay, so when I see the star again, that means that that's what I'm gonna have to actually find. So that's how I think of that. And another way that I can annotate this if I feel up to it is color coding it. All my highlighters are at work, so I only do this when I'm at work, but I typically do all of this at work, all of the pre-planning. So for bigger sections like this, my miscellaneous section, there's little subsections within that. So like all of my sick related stickers, like stomach ache, allergies, and asthma, like those would all be in the same area, so I would color code those with like green highlighter. And then all the sleeping ones, like sleep early, nap, tired, those would all be in the same section, so those would be like with purple highlighter or something. So sometimes I will color code that, which helps when pulling stickers also. And oh yeah, when I'm pulling stickers, I will sometimes also bring out my yellow highlighter and just cross off lines when I have found those stickers, because again, with big sections like this, it really helps to be able to cross things off, so that's what I do. Okay, so filled all this out and everything, and a lot of these sections are a lot bigger than others because sometimes there are weeks when I have to mark a lot of people's stuff. Like I haven't started marking when I first met my boyfriend and everything. Haven't started marking all that stuff yet, but those weeks, like there's gonna be a lot of like people stickers that I'm gonna need because like all the different activities that we do. So I have this section kind of larger for those weeks. Same with holidays, so my Christmas section is also really big for weeks during Christmas, even though those don't get filled up really the rest of the year at all. And then these two are just big because I only have these 2 sections in this binder. I just have pop culture and food because I have so many subsections within those. So that is my sticker checklist. So let's go ahead and come back to here. So once I fill that out, check off my sticker checklist. And then now it's time to actually pull the stickers. So like I said, I do all of this pre-planning stuff at work. It doesn't take very long. I can do this in like less than an hour usually. And I have like a lot of free time at work, so I'll finish that up at work. and then I will come home and pull the stickers and film. So let me kind of show you how I do that right now. Okay, so I have everything arranged properly, but first let's go ahead and go over this section real quick. I didn't actually go over it before, but this is the foil plan, obviously, as it's labeled. Let me zoom in a little for you. So this is optional, only if I'm going to be doing like a lot of foil do I typically fill this out. I actually filled this out more than usual because of the foil that I was using, so it's actually a good spread to use as an example. So I will pick the foil color that I plan on using. Sometimes it's mixed metal and I will write both. If I'm starting with a bundle or a wiggle, I will check that. Or if I'm just like pulling minimum foil from my collection, from my leftovers and everything in my giant foil binder, I will check that. So the foil bundle I plan on using is from Sticker Obsession Co., obviously. Because she did release a whole Moana collection. I ordered a little bit. My original intention was to order just enough for the spread, but I ended up just ordering a ton because I do have a lot more Moana kits. So I just wanted to have all the options. And that actually, I just got the shipping notification now. I think she's probably going to send it out tomorrow. So it's going to arrive soon. And when it does, we'll actually be able to film the spread. So that's why I'm filming this right now, is because I can't work on that quite yet. But it's, yeah, and again, it's not like an official bundle. It's not sold like a wiggle or anything, but I'm going to put it together and use it as such. So, as you know, as such, there's things that are not included that would be included in like a Scroll Prints Co. bundle. So like icons and scripts and dividers in that like bronze copper color. I forget if bronze is the actual color name. I really don't even know. But I know it's something like that. So I have a lot of copper extras, so I'm going to be pulling in some copper for these like icons and scripts and everything else, which is why I have to write down what's not included so that I know what else I need to pull. And then over here I choose what color bougie boxes I want. So I know that I ordered, I think, like 1 sheet of 4 bougie boxes from the collection, and then the rest I'm just going to do gold, I think. And then header overlays. I have like these sections because I have a lot of overlay tapes. I have a ton of overlay tapes. So sometimes they will come already in the wiggle. Sometimes I'll have to pull them in from my tapes. So these, both the header overlays and the full box overlays, I will be pulling from the bundle. Weekend banner, since the bundle, like, she doesn't sell weekend banners, I will have to use one from the kit, because I don't have, well, I might have some in my extras, but I'm just going to use the one in the kit. And then date dots, I can choose kit or foil, and the kit actually does come with date dots, because it is a Keytown kit, so I'm just going to use the ones from the kit, because I don't really buy stylized date dots. Like in all of her collections, she has really cool stylized date dots. I don't know, I've never done that. I don't like the date dots to be too busy because they're on date covers, which are already usually very busy, and I feel like the details get lost in there. So some style of date covers do leave like a white circle, and that would be cute there, but most of them don't, so I kind of don't mess with that. So yeah, I just would use the ones from the kit, and if not, I would pull in some of my foiled date dots from like extras, or I do have tapes of date dots too. And then other foil, if I want to pull in like holiday foil overlays or something, I would write that in there as well. So that's my foil plan, and that's very important because I do my foil picking first. So we can go over to this side of the checklist now, where I have choosing stickers. So I pull my foil stickers and scripts first, and then I pull character stickers, and then everything from my leftovers, or I guess functional binder. So when it comes time to pull stickers, I put everything onto this convenient board. As you might have been able to tell, since I moved, my background has been a little bit wiggly woggly and moving around. So previously, my old filming desk, I had this contact paper and I had a lot of it, so I just put it over the whole desk pretty much, and that was my filming backdrop. However, when I moved, I got rid of that desk. I think my boyfriend actually used it for firewood, which is hilarious to me because, like, I don't know, I'm a city girl. I would never consider that. So that's where my old desk is. It's probably burned up by now. But yeah, so I moved and I'm on this, like, smaller desk, and I didn't have enough contact paper to repaper this desk. But I did have this board. which I use for pulling stickers pretty much. But it's like the only service that was big enough, that had the contact paper on it that was big enough to use as a filming backdrop. So this is what I'm doing now, and I kind of like it because it's like movable. Like I don't, you know, I can move it anywhere. I don't need to just keep it on this desk. So I'm just also too lazy to buy new contact paper. And why not just use what I have? So yeah, I made this fun little board for myself to use so I could have all of my spreadsheets on one single board in front of me when I pull stickers. So I've got binder clips holding these all in place. I've got my master checklist to the left, the sticker checklist in the center, and then on the right I have my, like, I never know what to call this, but like the whole chart of the whole week basically. It's really hard to display this all on one screen. Oh, and then down in the bottom right corner, I usually put the full box page of the kit, and that also has a tiny little binder clip, and I put that there so I can tell what color scheme I'm working with when I pull stickers, so I can like match them directly right against the kit colors and see which sticker colors are gonna work best. So if you look at my spreads, like the majority of character stickers tend to follow like the main color scheme, I feel like. So when I pull stickers, I grab my handy dandy sticker sheet here. It's basically just sticker backing. This is like very beat up and like literally is falling apart, so I do need to replace this, but I have a whole bunch of these sticker backing sheets from when I printed my own like kits and stuff. And then I just have this set of old date covers that I knew I wasn't going to use like as leftovers for any other kit, so I just repurposed them for this. And basically this sticker backing sheet is my pre-planning area. You have seen this a lot in my Plan With Me's, I feel like. And actually, I think this prompted one of you to like remind me to make this video because you were curious. And yeah, so how I do this is each column is the day, and I will pull my stickers based on this chart, and I will put them in the correct day, and then I will usually leave a space for the script if I know I'm doing a script, or if not, I'll just kind of lump a few next to each other that aren't going to have scripts. But like if I'm doing groceries, then I'll put the shopping cart sticker there, and then I'll put the grocery script next to it, because I do store my scripts and icons all together in their appropriate categories. So I basically just do the whole day as I would do it on my planner. It's not in chronological order though, it's just in sticker picking order. And then when I put it onto the planner, I do put it in chronological order, but this is like basically what it will look like. And I do keep that on my clipboard so I can move it around. So yep, start with my character binder number 1, start with the work section. I pull all of the cashier stickers and put them on the sheet under each day, and then I just go down the list. And it's on binder clips, so I can just like flip it over when I get to binder number 3. Oh, I forgot to mention, again, I do pull foil stickers first, so what I will do is I'll grab the bundle or just open up my binder and start with icons and scripts, and I will pull all of the icons and scripts that I have for these items first. And usually I will try to use as much as I can with the icons and the scripts, but if I don't have an icon or script in foil for that particular item, then I will go to the character binders and pull it just with a normal sticker. So like post office, I know for a fact I don't have any foiled post office stickers, so that's one that I would just leave to do later when I actually go into this binder. But like Happy Mail, I do have stickers that I can use for Happy Mail, like foiled icons and stuff. So, and scripts, I think, or I don't know, maybe. But yeah, I would do that first, and I would just do all of the foil first, and then I would come here and do all of the normal stickers after that. And then I would just go into my foil binder and pull out all of the extras, so like the dividers and stuff, and if there's full box overlays in my foil binders that I want to use, I'll pull that out. And that you will also see displayed like first thing when I do a Plan With Me video. You will see all of those extras that I plan to pull in just sitting right on top, and that I will pull in as I'm doing the foil part before I start opening up these binders. So then I will pull my stickers, and I will have them all displayed on here, ready to transfer, I will, as the checklist dictates, go into my functional binder and pull in all the extra labels and boxes that I need. Looking at this, I can see exactly what I need. I can pull those out. For this kind of stuff, like I know I would need a Moana movie marquee. I think I do have one from Keytown. So that I would have to remember when I'm in the you know, associated binder. I'll have to remember, oh, I needed that Moana movie marquee, so let me grab that while I'm in here. So that's kind of a flaw in the system. If I like have that on here, but I don't have that over here. I have a Moana character sticker on here, but I did not, you know, notate that I needed a Moana movie marquee. So that's kind of a flaw in the system, but I usually remember to glance over here, which is again why I have this all displayed all at once, so I can do that. But yeah, I would go in and pull out all of the little things, quarter boxes that I need, everything like that. And it's all neatly organized in my functional binder. I don't know if I've gone over that with you. I feel like I have. And then extenders I keep in a separate place in a drawer in my planner cart. So I'd grab my extenders last. So when I come over to do my video, I would have this sheet, I would have the kit, I would have all the foil bits, I would have my sticker sheet with all the stickers on it, I would have my extenders and everything, all my extra boxes below that, and then I would have my freshly whited out spread. So you've seen me start all my videos with this, but yeah, I just do all the whiting out first, and then yeah, and then it's go time, and then I film. So let's go over the rest of the checklist real quick, just to make sure we hit everything, and just so we have everything in a nice chronological order. Man, my hairs really do get everywhere. All right, so yep, so I would choose all my stickers. I don't actually check off anything for the rest of this, nor do I even glance at it. I feel like I will try to when I'm doing Plan With Me's once a week, but since I'm just trying to churn them out, chop, 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 one after the other right now, I don't really have time to go over this because like I already do it by instinct. But I feel like it would be more fun for me to just check everything off once I have time, once I'm doing one a week when I'm caught up. So that's why I still keep this here, wasting ink and all that. But yeah, so for everything under 2 stickers, I would check all that off. And then when it comes time to film, I just, you know, do my thing. And then for the photos and videos I take, I always try to get a photo with the extenders open and extenders closed. I do use tiny little pieces of Scotch tape, like that big, to keep my extenders closed, and I do like use my tweezers to apply that. I have to be very careful to make sure it doesn't stick to the glossy stickers and pull them up. So I do that, and then I have to get a whole like panning shot of the whole spread, y'all know that. And then the wiggles and twerks, basically the foil videos, I have to get those in a specific lighting, so I kind of have to time it very perfectly. And then I edit the photos in Photoshop. Y'all have seen my highly edited photos. Like, it took me a long time to be able to correctly edit my videos. I do edit on my iPad and on my computer in Photoshop. But like I'm very proud of my photo editing skills. I think they look pretty good. Even though I use like what do I want to say? Like, I don't stage things in real life. I like got images online and like arranged them in Photoshop. So it's like the whole arrangement is photoshopped. But I think it looks a lot better than it would in real life, and it's a heck of a lot less effort, and I can still customize the colors and move things around if I need to, which is honestly super fun. So I actually do enjoy editing my videos because of that. And yeah, so then when it comes to YouTube, I will edit everything. I will export it so that I can do the voiceover. And then I will put the voiceover in. I don't actually use my video editing software for the voiceover because it's, I don't know, it's kind of slow and choppy. But if I export the video first, then it's smooth. So I do my voiceover over that and just record into my phone. Again, I need like a proper mic though. So I do that, and then I put the voiceover in and then export again, and that's the final export. So I'll upload that to YouTube, put in my thumbnail, which I create during the photo editing process. Then I fill out the description, so in case you weren't aware, I do add some comments in my descriptions. in my videos. Sometimes just a sentence, sometimes it's like a whole paragraph on what's been going on, but there is usually some behind the scenes stuff down there. Then I'll edit my tags. The end screen, of course, and then on publishing day I have to remember to add it to a playlist because I don't choose the playlist ahead of time if I'm scheduling a video, because I think it said that if you add a private video to a playlist, like, people won't be able to see that playlist. So I only do that once the video is made public. And then I post on Instagram, tag my shops and everything. I have to remember to be better about posting the Facebook groups associated with whatever shop I use the kit from. I use that to advertise, and then just replying to comments. So everything, pretty much everything is on here. And yeah, that is pretty much the entire process from start to finish. Oh yeah, I guess I can just show you this little tray that I have up here in my filming area. I have all my little accessories on my pretty gold tray. Some of these are green, I don't like that. I like all the gold ones. But yeah, I got a lot of nice stuff. Gold tray, gold tweezers, gold scissors, gold ruler. I need more gold things. I feel like I don't have enough. I don't really even use this size tool anymore. The only thing I used it for was cutting the bottom washi in half, but now I use a paper trimmer for that. And I also sometimes used it to trim my Simply Gilded washi at the bottom of the spread, but now I just use the tiny scissors. Typically I'll just use that, or I'll use the ruler and just use it as a washi cutting tool. So yep, I think that's it. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else in the process that I could show you, but no, I think I showed you a lot. I think it's been a pretty long video, but if you have any questions about anything else, if you want me to go over anything in a future video, or if you just have a quick question that I could answer in, you know, a comment, just leave that down below and I will definitely do my best to reply. But and if any of you would like me to send you these spreadsheets, then I would say probably DM me on Instagram. So it's AliciaCraft9799. You can find me on Instagram, links will be down below. I would say DM me your email and I can just email these spreadsheets to you. I don't care, I'm not going to sell these. This one might be more useful to you than this one because this one is extremely like customized to my specific binders, but if you use a binder system and you just want to change the titles of these, I can just send you the Excel file and you can change the titles. If you are good at editing in Excel, you can just rearrange it how you want. And then this one too I can also send you. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. I still have to do like a series on every sticker sheet I own, so that's going to be fun. Probably going to start with kits because I feel like my character sticker collection is not as big as I want it to be before I like do that video. Like there's a ton of shops I want to check out still, so probably going to wait on that. But kits I will do because I feel like right now the number of kits I have is the most I will ever have. Well, I don't think that's even true based on my wish list, but it's like I want to have significantly fewer kits than I do now, so I'm gonna start while I have like one of the biggest collections I'll ever have of kits. I have like close to 600 kits right now, so I will probably try to do that first. I don't know if there's any other like alternative type videos that are not hauls or plan with me's that I could film right now. Yeah, but let me know if there's like anything else you want to see specifically. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cut that now. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and share, that would be fantastic. And I will see you, as usual, in my next video. Ciao, ciao.